What one area of mental well-being will you choose to supersize and supersize your business this week? Shannon Horne-Ellstrom here. Over the next 7 days, we're going to be applying the IDEANS process to, I say, pick the number one area of mental health and well-being in your organization that you want to see improvement in over the next week and over the rest of this year. Pick a goal for mental health or well-being for your organization that you want to achieve by the end of the year. And we're going to apply our 7-step IDEANS process to it. We came up with this process in January as part of our introduction to this year's topic for the annual challenge, Be a Better You annual challenge. We're doing one thing every day to be a better version of ourselves. And I'm going to recommend a 4-step process to pick an area if one doesn't just come to mind. Maybe there's something in your culture that you want to improve and set a goal to, or to eliminate, whatever it is. Number one, reflect on the state of mental health and well-being. And we've kind of done this already this month, but if you need a refresher, just think about today and reflect on what's going on in your organization, the good, the bad, the ugly. Be super honest with yourself and pick one area, one goal area that you know if you improve it, it will have a big impact on the rest of the organization. I like to prioritize the things that come up for me and say, okay, what will give me the biggest bang for my buck if I take care and alleviate this right now? If I achieve this goal for mental health and well-being or to improve our culture, what's the number one thing I really want to work on? Because we can start with a little thing and practice the process, or we can just go for the gusto and pick the thing that we know is going to help us the most. Thirdly, we're going to visualize what our organization looks like when this isn't an issue anymore or when we've achieved this goal and objective. I'll share 7 different areas you might look at and pick 2. I guess I can think of more than 7, but let's talk about a few possibilities. Stress management. How stressful, how hustly is your culture right now? How much work-life balance do people have in your organization? How mindful are people in your organization? How present are they or are they busy, like I used to be in corporate America, multitasking all the time? I don't remember a day where I just focused on one thing, unless there was a huge problem going on in corporate where, depending on which organization I was with. I don't remember ever not having so many plates that I was juggling, and that was very, very stressful. Positive thinking. What is the temperature of your organization as a whole and with the culture? Maybe you're super duper positive, but there's a couple key people in your organization that have scarcity mindset and think negatively, are always bringing up the bad, pointing out what's wrong with everything. They're exhausting to hang out with. Self-confidence. Is there a self-confidence issue in your organization? Maybe there's a couple key people that could use a little boost of self-confidence. Let's set a goal in that area of how we can help them with that, to know how awesome they are, and that if they focus on how awesome they are, they'll be even better, and that will positively contribute to the organization. Mindfulness, I think I just mentioned. Emotional regulation. I think all of us have worked with or in a company where there was a couple of hotheads. I remember traveling with a gentleman in one of my corporate jobs and just watching in awe and horror his behavior toward wait staff, toward other people, toward airline employees, toward anybody but himself. And it was not long before I found a way to not travel with that person anymore, not go visit our customers with that particular person anymore, because it was not very fun, comfortable for anyone. And we were on the same side. I would never want to be his enemy. So emotional regulation might be huge in your organization. Do you guys have or do you blow off the handle whenever any little thing goes wrong or whenever you're frustrated? I would say if you do that, set the example. And if you don't want to do this on an organizational basis, at least do it for yourself and set the example for the rest of the organization. Focus on productivity. Do you have time wasters and resource wasters in the organization? Is that part of the culture? If it is, scrub that baby for sure before the end of the year. And then finally, self-compassion. Are you kind to yourself as an organization, just like you would be to your customers and to people that you work with and form alliances with to create what it is that you're trying to create here in the world? All right. So I say pick one of those. If you need help with this in any way, if you need a more structured way of picking something to choose to work on for mental health and well-being as we apply the IDEANS process, please just ask. Sometimes you just need to bounce a couple of ideas off somebody neutral, and they can say, okay, well, this one's going to rise to the top, and if it hasn't negatively impacted your culture and your organization yet, it's going to if you let it fester. All right, have an awesome day. If I can help, ask. Otherwise, I will, of course, be with you tomorrow, and we're going to hop into our IDEANS process with the I. What is? What's going on? What's the current situation? And that might be a great place to start, is just look around and audit and say, where are we at with mental health and well-being? Have we ever even considered it? I don't know that you'd be surprised, but the vast majority of organizations do not even touch mental health with a 10-foot pole. And it encompasses so many other things and has such a huge impact on everything that we do in our businesses and for our businesses. It's kind of mind-boggling that we don't address it. All right, have an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.